Morning and welcome to the Tradinformed live trading live stream. This morning we are going to be trading the Nasdaq futures as usual. We're going to use our Excel based live trading model. We're going to be trading the futures and we're going to be starting off in a couple of minutes, but the New York Open is going to happen in about 12 minutes time. This morning with me is Ren Vallow. How are you today, Ren?
Good morning, Mark. How you doing? I'm doing very well. It's a nice rainy morning here in Colorado. So,
Has it been hot?
yeah, we've had a couple of weeks of really hot weather, so it's really nice to have this break, and it's been beautiful. Like yesterday it rained, and then today it's raining, so it's great. It's a good break.
Yeah, oh, lovely. Yeah, it's been really hot here, really dry,
Yep.
and at the moment it's still very humid. So hopefully we'll get some rain soon.
Well, hopefully we'll send it your way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were just comparing, just looking at the markets there. It looks like we're slightly down this morning. I think the Nasdaq was off about 40 points, but we were also commenting that we've had this, well, I mean, it must be 5 or 6 weeks now of grinding upwards. We had an initial strong move upwards, so we're well off the lows at the moment as we speak, halfway through August 2022. What we're going to get today is anybody's guess. I would not even like to make a prediction at the moment. Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, it's summertime, and we have no news this week, so it's kind of like anyone's guess. Like you said, anything could happen. There's not a lot of volume happening right now, so people tend to be very excited about buying equities. So
Mm.
I would suspect we'll probably stay in this little range here, but I have no idea. Maybe we'll go up another 1%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally anything is on the cards today. Low volume, it's got to be low volume. This time deep into August. No news, like you say, we're really have ground a lot higher from the lows, the 2022 lows. So are we going to see a sell-off? Maybe. We're only slightly down at the moment. So I'll explain what's on the screen. So we've got the 4 quarters on the screen. Top left-hand corner, we have the chart. And this is the platform that we are using to access both the prices, the historical data, and to buy and sell. This is the Rhythmic RTrader Pro platform. We're not affiliated with it at all, but it has got a nice built-in Excel connection, as do other platforms, in particular Interactive Broker. And so we're using Rhythmic to access the prices. It's a predominantly futures based, so that's why we are trading the Nasdaq E-mini, which tends to be what we trade on a Tuesday, but there's no reason it's just limited to that. Very liquid contract, and we usually get some price action. What we're going to be doing today is testing on 15-second time frame. We're not recommending it, but we're doing that to get some price action and some, hopefully, lots of buy and sell trades, and demonstrating what we can do. So top left hand corner is the chart, and you can see on there that we're off 33 points at the moment in the Nasdaq from yesterday's close. So bottom left-hand corner, we have the Excel model that we are using to do all our calculations. So we're going to use it's a tool that you can use to backtest, you can use to optimize your strategies, develop new strategies as well. And then finally, when it's ready to go, you can use it to implement your strategies live in the market. So we have 2 strategies today, and based on our discussions and our finding last week when we were getting chopped up a bit in the market open, I'm trying something
Yes,
a bit different this morning.
excellent.
So this
So
is
what are we doing different here, Mark? What have we changed?
right. So it's completely different. It's using the same principle, our new strategy 2 of a mean reversion, but I've kept it even more simple. So what we are doing is we are entering on one of my favorite little entries just to test different things. We are entering on a consecutive number of lower closes. So I put no further conditions in than that. So at the moment, I'm going to zoom in, bottom left-hand corner. and what I'm now calling strategy 2. We may go back to our old one. There is no limit to how many different strategies you can test, you optimize, and finally you can actually trade. But I'm just using the same slot, strategy 2, mean reverting, but it's a buy on the low. So 4, and this is where my cursor is at the moment, consecutive lows, we're going to get a trade entry. And you can see I'm using this checkbox here, and we have the true notification here to tell us that strategy 2 is live, and that is the current strategy. I'm going to zoom
Excellent. I
back.
really like the P&L chart. That's pretty smooth.
Yeah, so the difference that we would like to see, I would like to see in this strategy, I'm going to zoom into the results here. I want a higher percentage of winning trades. So we're getting 67% winning trades over this admittedly very small sample. But that's about the number that I would like to see. I want to see probably quite a number of trades, and I want to see a high percentage of winning trades. So this type of strategy will suit traders who want to get a lot of winning trades, but there will be inevitably the inevitable larger losing trades. So that's the profile of this particular strategy. It's always a trade-off. So we're getting 67% of winning trades in this sample that we're doing here. And if I scroll over, you can see slightly compressed, we have the capital chart there, trending upwards, which in fairness is broadly matching the upward trend in the underlying. So we're going to see what happens when the market opens. We've got about 5 minutes. We usually rely on you, Ren, to give us the bell. The good old
Well, let's hope the
fashioned
bell's working today.
the good old fashioned stock market opening bell. That signals we're going to have a lot more action. We're going to have a lot more liquidity pile into the markets.
Yeah,
just very quickly. So I've got a 10 point at the moment. We could always tweak this on the fly when we see what's happening after 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. But at the moment, I'm showing P&L, profit target, I should say, of 10 points and a stop loss multiplier of 40 points. I am also, if I scroll down here and zoom in, I'm using a time close after 10 consecutive bars. So very, very simple, very easy to understand closes there.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like a robust strategy.
Okay, so we are not currently in any trades at the moment. We can see that here. If I go over to the orders charts tab here, show the most recent trade is a sell trade, and we can confirm that by scrolling down here. Actually, we must have just missed a trade there. We are actually showing a long trade, so I'll make double sure that we are connected here. So we are fully connected, so next trade we should be taking. Any thoughts, Ren? We can adjust the number of consecutive lower closes. So I could switch that up to 5.
Well, let's take a look at that. Yeah, let's do a little bit of adjusting.
So that would be 5 consecutive lower closes.
Okay.
We're going to get fewer and fewer trades the more I increase that. So that would be 6 consecutive lower closes. If I put it up to 7.
Wow. Yeah, that really cuts my trades.
Yeah.
So.
And just 2. So 8 consecutive lower closes.
That kind of tells me the market just doesn't go down much.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. One thing we've noticed doing these live streams, and we're trading this on a demo account. We're just doing it to demonstrate. If you like what you see, if you think this might be something that you would like, this model is available as a free download, and there's a link below the YouTube video, and you can do exactly that and get it. And you can also get, Ren, you can explain a bit further. There's a 2-week free trial if you're not currently a Rhythmic user or haven't had a trial before. You can get a 2-week free trial of the RTrader platform that we're using.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you sign up with Rhythmic, you can get a free 2 weeks of data, real-time data down to the tick, actually. So it's very, very good data. They don't have any restrictions on it. They just give you 2 weeks to observe how it works, and then you can sign up for a subscription if you like. There's no pressure. They will not reach out to you with any marketing. I have a hard time getting a response on an email when I send them an email asking for help. So it's like, but the product works very well. And I guess the main thing here is they will not bug you with a bunch of spam or share your information with anybody. So they're pretty a business to business kind of a setup. So they don't work with retail traders very often, but you're welcome to use their data services. They do connect to a host of brokerages around the world. So if you want to trade any futures product, you can pretty much do it worldwide, which is actually good. They have servers all over the world as well. So we've used Rhythmic for a couple of years now. I've been using it for almost a decade. So I really enjoy the service. And I do have mine connected up to a live brokerage firm, and it works very well. So I'm pretty satisfied with the data stream. There's other opportunities out there to get data for free through MetaTrader and stuff like that, and interactive brokers. And these spreadsheets can be adapted for that. So it's just a matter of how much you want us to make the spreadsheet work for you with a specific data provider. We probably can do that. It's pretty straightforward. So anyway, yeah, that's Rhythmic is just one of the data service providers out there, and we've been using them, and it's working.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Ren. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, loads of other brokers use this RTrader Pro software. So if you're a futures trader, even if you are stocks and ETFs, they are now operating in quite a wide variety of different markets. So check out and see what they've got. But if you have a specific need or interest, get in touch with us by Tradinformed, and we will help you as much as we can. But in the meantime, this is a free download, and we want people to use it and tell us what you think. So we're about 1 minute away from the open here. Nothing much is going on at the moment.
Yeah, it's a very quiet morning. It's the dog days of summer.
Yeah, it's getting pretty sleepy.
But this is a great time to be testing strategies too. So it's I think this time of year is a great time to get ready for. Usually, as we get into the fall, the markets really start to pick up, and it's hard to imagine picking up after this 18% rally in the markets. But usually the fall.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So we've had this huge rally in a period, traditionally quite a quiet time. So.
Yep. There you go.
Ding ding. So we are open. We are live. In the stock market is open in New York, and even though the futures, of course, they trade almost all of the time, they respond very strongly, as we know, to the normal market session. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we get a few trades and test out what the spreadsheet can do.
Excellent.
So I'm having a look at the chart here. You see we're trading on the 15-second time frame, so very, very fast time frame. The spreadsheet I think it's going to work optimally on the minutes time frame. So maybe the 15 or the 30-minute time frame. And we've talked and theorized before that. Yeah, it's a 60-minute time frame, maybe even the daily time frame for people who want to take the emotion out of it. They want to program something and they want to set it and forget it and be the coach rather than actually involved in the day-to-day of deciding whether or not to enter a trade.
Absolutely, yeah. The longer time frames would make more sense for the average person, but these shorter time frames work really well for our live stream. It's exciting, and you can see some action.
Yeah, we'll get some action. Hopefully we get some trades. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yes.
I'm looking at the charts at the moment. We've just chugged up and down a little bit, as always happens as the orders pile into the market and are executed. And it does its job at finding the quote-unquote correct price. So
yes,
let's see what happens. So I'm going back to the Excel again in the bottom left-hand corner. You can see a plot. I'm going to zoom in again to make it a bit clearer. Appreciate not everybody's watching this on a large screen. Just what we've got here on bottom left-hand corner, you can see our underlying market here. This is just a plot of the closing price over the
Relatively
past.
choppy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit
It's
choppy. You can see again if we zoom right in where if you can see my cursor, you may not be able to, but I'm looking at the bottom left hand, far right hand edge of the chart, and it's just choppy at the moment.
yeah.
Scroll up here, we have what seems to be, by comparison, nicely or gently sloping uptrend. We'll see if that persists, and particularly we want to see some trades, we want to see some action. So I
Yes.
have got it set to 4 consecutive bars. We haven't had that yet, so we might have to reset. We'll set it to 3 to make sure we get some action, but we're only a couple of minutes into the session.
Yes.
Let's hold for the time being and see what happens. So as I said, I'm setting a fairly tight profit target. That could definitely be optimized. Just 10 points. That can happen in an instant, even on this
Oh
very,
yeah.
very quick time frame with the
Absolutely.
NQ, the Nasdaq futures. It happens so fast. Even that 40-point stop loss can happen quickly. So
Yes. On the Nasdaq, that can happen in an instant. I've
yeah,
seen 40 points in one tick. It's just like gone.
yeah, yeah.
So
But we're not expecting big moves. So
no.
voyage of discovery today to see what happens. Normally, we like our Tuesday mornings because particularly when we've had a bit of a sell-off, maybe a bit of a ropey close on Friday, and sometimes Mondays can have a bit of a hangover, a bit of a weekend hangover. We get
Yes.
that Tuesday turnaround. We get a good, strong Tuesday. But we're coming in off quite a consecutive run of pretty strong performances. So today we may get the hangover, so we'll see. But we're using a mean
Yes. So
reversion strategy, so hopefully we're well positioned to take advantage of a more choppy environment.
I feel confident that with the P&L graph that we're seeing there, that we probably aren't going to be, risking a lot, but
Mm,
we'll probably, we might make a little bit here and there. We're just going to get a few less trades. That's all. Like
mm.
last week, we got really chopped up trying to do the momentum strategy. So in the morning.
Yes, yeah, it was all over the place and a lot more volatility compared to what we're seeing today. Today really is choppy, going nowhere. And we've
Mhm.
just had our first, don't know if you spotted that, Ren, as well. We just had our
Yes.
first buy trade. So
Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4. We must have taken it here. So just 4 consecutive lower closes. Let's see where that takes us.
Excellent. So now we should see some profits.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So this is what we wanted. In a choppy environment, sometimes it can be the best thing is to get in when we've had some weakness, had a bit of selling pressure, and
Yep.
then nice uptrend like this, and we'll see if we can get out and take a profit. So we're one step removed. Obviously, this type of there we go. We've sold out there.
Yep.
Hopefully,
Look at that. We took a profit.
yeah, we've recorded a nice profit. So the way at the moment we have got stop losses and profit targets operating in this spreadsheet model is we're closing and opening at the end of each bar. So we're not using market orders at the moment. We're just closing it, opening and closing at the end of each bar. So at the end of this bar, if you can see my you see
Yeah.
my cursor again, would have been when we'd taken the profit. Let's see if we banked a
That
nice
worked
little profit.
fabulously. That was really good, Mark. That worked out just perfectly. Just as we closed it, the market went down.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get another. We need like one more bar down, and we'll get another one.
yeah. So maybe we have what we're doing here. We've said it many times. Is we're just demonstrating what we can do here. And if you think something like this would be of interest, download the model and also just feel free to get in touch. I'm not used to trading on the 15-second time frame. It's a little bit quick for me. Ren, I know you love your high frequency.
Do I
Um,
like the higher frequencies? I like the action.
yeah, you like the action. Yeah, I'm a bit slower. Generally, I like the daily time frame. I get plenty of action. I like to get diversification through strategies.
Yep.
Markets, yes, but particularly through different types of strategies. But since we've been working on this, I've enjoyed looking and seeing what happens on these very, very fast time frames as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting how something as simple as like four closes lower, and then you get a little bump. That's a really good strategy. I was reading a book on different strategies like this for like day trading, and there's quite a few of them that are similar to that, where you have like something odd that's just arbitrary, but it works really well.
Mm. Yeah, I like it. I've used similar things in lots of different strategies before. It's just it's you can get a feel for how much a market tends to retrace just by looking at one bar retracements.
Yep.
Yeah, we've just bought a trade there. One bar retracements, two bar retracements, three bar retracements. So you can get a feel
Yep.
for a particular market and also the time frame, which is what we're exploring here. This 15-second time frame is a bit too quick for most people to trade manually, to day trade.
Right.
Not everybody, but it would be pretty quick for most people. But here we are delegating the work to the spreadsheet and the strategy. Which reminds me,
Absolutely.
anybody who is live watching this live, feel free to drop any questions into the chat bar, and Ren and I will be happy to respond to those.
Absolutely. And also, I guess just a note, when we're watching this, you see the little ticket one, a trade fills, you see a little pink ticket pop up at the bottom, right? That just a response back from the Rhythmic platform that's saying that they see that we took a trade and they're just responding with our prices. So it's kind of like a very, very good simulation to live trading. They actually fill you at the prices that they get back from the CME. So it gives you an accurate feel for how you would have really done in real life had you actually executed that trade.
Exactly, and it's low latency. It's pretty reliable. It's it's a good platform to at least test on, and lots of, as we said earlier, lots of brokers use it, and you're going to get a pretty good feel for how things will work
Yep.
in the live environment.
It really does mimic a live environment more
Yeah,
so than anything I've tried before. That's another reason why I like Rhythmic's product.
yeah. We're going through this fast, aren't we, Ren? We're only going to be on for about another 20 minutes. Um, but for people who are doing this slowly and methodically, which is the only way to do it, if you're risking your own capital or somebody else's capital, then you would do it spend over longer and longer
Yep.
periods of time and identify strategies that work, different types of. Um, I noticed we've got a fill there actually, which distracted me. So let me have a quick look there. So we had a long trade. Oh, we made another
And
profit there as well. So we're two for two.
yeah,
That's
it's like
good.
taking candy from a baby today.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, so the market is cash machine for us this morning. Great. Um, and I'll scroll in here just to see. We don't always get this. We're demonstrating this to show what we can do. We don't always get lots and lots of
Right.
winning trades, but zooming in there, you can see this little uptick is the two trades that we just took.
Right. Today is much better than last week.
Mm, yeah, last week was particularly bad for
Yeah.
our the previous strategy.
Yeah. It was
So,
just
or
it was
strategy
just
one, I should say. But
yeah, it's strategy one.
different strategies work better in different market environments. So
Mhm.
this may well be the time that we are trading now is the market open. There's loads of orders flying in, getting executed, and there's lots of volume, lots of liquidity. So we're going to see a different type of environment to what we will do slightly later in the day.
So Mark, did you take a look at this strategy during the down period of earlier this year to see what it would have been like with the data? Have you like run any of that data in there?
No, I can tell you what I did do actually, Ren. I looked at last week and I looked at how
Okay.
we can. I looked at the results from last week, last Tuesday,
Yep.
which would have
Yeah.
been the 9th, August
Hmm.
9th, and just wondered what we could learn. And I just this classic consecutive lower closes, tried it, and yeah, immediately it looked good, and I think worth trying today.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, that was an extremely choppy market. Last Wednesday or Tuesday
Mm.
when we did, but yeah, that was a really choppy market.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've said this before. I think what we would do is maybe rather than identify strategies by number,
Yep.
identify them by market time period.
Yep.
So maybe this first 15, this first 20, maybe even the first 30 minutes of the regular trading session would have one particular strategy that works more often than not. Then
Yep.
the next half hour, the next hour, we're going to have try a different type of strategy. Maybe even a different market. Maybe the E-mini comes into its the S&P E-mini comes into its
Mhm.
own at that time of day. So horses for
Yeah.
courses, strategies for the correct time of day.
Agreed. Yeah, because it seems like the market climate changes depending on the time of day. There's a big
Mm.
lull for the Nasdaq after the first hour. It just gets very slow and
Mm.
kind of just chops around. So yeah, this could
Yeah,
be.
one thing that I've tried quite a number of times over the years is volatility filters as well.
Yeah.
That strikes me as that could work well in this type of strategy. Not currently using one at the moment. Lots of different
Right.
ways to consider this, but volatility, high volatility days will need different types of strategies to low
Yep.
volatility days. In my back testing, I've usually found high volatility works better with short trading strategies or maybe deep mean reversion strategies, a bit like this. And lower volatility would work better for momentum type strategies.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Now this last um, month and a half or so would have been really good for like a maybe like a 30-minute momentum strategy.
Yeah, 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 exactly. So we're not getting much. We're not getting anything exciting today, but we've had two little trades, both winners. We'll see what happens
Well, I'm
next.
pretty excited compared to
Yeah,
last week. This is like 100% improvement.
yeah, yeah.
I
We
really
should.
like strategy two today.
Yeah. So yeah, the key thing we're demonstrating here is how you can do this yourself. This is all in Excel. If you use Excel at all, this will be a far more accessible way for most people to understand what the strategy is saying, to optimize it, to backtest it, and then just let the spreadsheet do the work. So
Absolutely.
you've identified the strategy, let the spreadsheet do the work.
So, anybody have any questions that on the live stream that would like to know anything
Not
about
seeing any
this? Yeah.
questions yet, but if you are watching this live, please feel free. Interrupt us anytime, add any questions in the chat bar, and we will be happy to respond.
Right. Love to hear feedback too of
Yep,
anybody who's
love to
tried
get
it,
feedback.
who's tried the free Rhythmic trial to see what their experience was. Those
Mm-hmm.
kinds of things. Any
Mm-hmm.
feedback at all is really appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Mark, this is a really interesting strategy. I hadn't thought about this one. So this is like a fun one for the I think the opening bell. It kind of like it's I think it would have worked many weeks in a row if we think back during
Mm.
those choppy periods. This is definitely I think our morning bell strategy.
Yeah, yeah, we'll try this one again, and
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see how it works on different time frames as well. Which we are going on the 15-second time frames because we want people watching this to see some action, to see some trades. It's difficult when we have these very tightly. This is unusual price action, I would probably say, actually, for the
Yeah.
Nasdaq. Very a lot of overlapping candles is not usually the norm at this time of day. We're off
No, it feels
about
like middle of the day. Yeah.
yeah, we're off a little bit, not quite 0.5%, drifting lower. Yeah, it's a bit unusual, but it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see how it works on the 15-minute, the 30-minute time frame as well.
Yes. So today's kind of just like a very non-eventful day. Like usually we get a lot more volatility this time in the morning. So
Yeah.
I guess it's because of the lack of news this week. There was a little bit of retail earnings that came out, but I don't think that Walmart earnings are going to impact the Nasdaq very much. So yeah,
No, we're mostly through earnings season, so yeah, that's going to start to really tail off as well. But it's been pretty good. I don't follow it
hmm
that closely, but looking at the reports, it sounded pretty good.
yep.
Seemingly supported stock prices. That is not a prediction for where I think the markets are going to go next. At the moment, I don't know. Who
Right.
knows where they're going to go?
I, I don't think. I mean, I can't even guess. I was guessing for a long time that we're going to have a really difficult fall, but now I'm
Yeah,
like wondering because we're. I would say we're class. You could actually classify this as a new bull market. Once you
we
get about 18%, you're.
we must be close to a new technical bull market, particularly in the
Yeah.
Nasdaq. It's risen
Yes.
so much. A lot. You get the usual people are saying. I read something this morning about how the um, the usual people, Doctor Doom, and all people with nicknames like that, saying how the this current bear market rally is coming to an end. But they've probably been saying that for the last few weeks. It's just now that
Sure, sure. It hasn't. It's been a big one. I mean, I would
yeah,
say that once you get up 20%, close to 20%, then it's hard to call it a bear market rally anymore.
it is
But
hard. Yeah, and a lot of short traders have got shredded,
yes,
absolutely crushed.
yeah,
So it's been fun for the people who have bought the dip, who have bought the continuation as well,
yeah.
and it's not been fun at all. I don't imagine for short traders looking to pick a top. But where we go
Yeah.
from here, who knows?
It's hard to say. We are kind of like, I would say, like on most technical standards, we're probably extended a little bit to the upside. So
We are surely, yeah, we surely are. But
a couple percent decline from here would be probably healthy.
yeah, there's got to be some sort of sell off. We would say, but then again, I've probably been thinking that for the last week.
Same,
Um,
same. I agree with you. I thought like for sure last week we were going to sell off. But yeah.
but no, it was strong. We had a strong week last week. So we'll see what
Mhm.
happens here. We're actually getting to the weaker. There's two weaker parts of the month. Just looking at the monthly trends, there's two weaker parts.
Well,
There's
yeah.
after we have the initial uh, rise at the start of each month when we have inflows and probably other reasons
Mhm.
as well. But I usually think it's inflows pulling us up for the first couple of days. After that, we
I
have
believe.
another lull, potentially like a swing trade buy that lasts for a few more days. Then we have a middle of the month, another little boost, and we're coming to the end of that now. So we have a further lull before prices do tend to ramp up again,
Yeah.
seasonally towards the end of the month.
Yeah, you know, Mark, that's kind of there's a lot of fractal stuff here too. Because when we think about the days of the week, we have the
Mm.
same sort of thing on the days of the week, where we have our Mondays and Fridays tend to be a little bit more volatile. Then you have your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to kind of settle, and that's why we like Tuesday so much because we get those turnarounds. But like also, I think it has a lot to do with the options market too. As you get to like that third week of the month, you tend to see a little bit of settling down in the markets. Like
Mm.
if it's a huge rally early on the month, then you start to see it like settle.
Yeah,
And then after the options are closed out, then it's back to the races.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the way these patterns work. It just constantly surprises me.
Yeah.
These patterns. Yeah, I tell you what, we're not getting any trades at the moment, Ren. So I'm going to
Oh,
switch. We're not in a trade at the moment, so I'm going
okay.
to go to top bottom left hand corner again. I'm looking at my dashboard, and I'm going to change the to buy on three. So
Okay, sure.
going to have three, and I'm going to update that, and we'll see if we get any more trades. So this hasn't performed as well, but anyway, let's do it just to see if we can get a bit more action.
We'll
That
just get some
means
trades.
yeah. So it's not taken that trade. It would have taken that trade if we'd had it set up there. This is why we don't normally play with these settings when we're in a live environment, but we want to see if we can get some action.
Another thing you could do, Mark,
Mm.
that would probably pump up the trades is change the time frame down to like 2 seconds. Then you would probably get four in a row.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we try now? Maybe next week we'll go down to the 5 second time
Sure.
frame and see.
We'll make it hyperactive.
Yeah, we can put it on towards the end. Make it hyperactive, and just see what happens, just to make it interesting for
If we
the
ever wanted to get really crazy, we could set it to the tick level
yeah,
and and show people how fast the Excel sheet can trade.
yeah. So
I've had
exactly.
So I
So
did this for fun the other day, and it was trading so fast that the tickets from Rhythmic were just starting to pile up. They were just it
yeah.
was like always a ticket showing. You couldn't get it to stop because it was just trading constantly.
So that was this spreadsheet, the one that we're
Yes.
demonstrating. Great.
Well, yeah, yeah. So I was doing the momentum one, and I put it on the tick just to see what it would do, and it was just like tickets were coming on the screen constantly. You couldn't
Yeah.
even tell what trade you were on.
Yeah. So we will try that in a future one. We'll try that in a future one.
Yes.
At the moment, I'm just changing this trading, the trade entry criteria to go to just 3 consecutive lower closes. And once again, anyone on the chat, feel free to, anyone on the live stream, just pop any questions or comments in the chat about anything we've
Yes.
said or anything you've seen.
Right. Yeah.
So let's see if we get any trade. So we've closed out that one, which we didn't actually take. We did not take because we switched to the strategy after that. So we are now hopefully going to take something soon before the end of the. So we would have had a nice trade there, but we were just unfortunately in our timing we didn't take that one.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah, I think with bumping the time frame up a little bit will help it.
Yeah. Ren had to. You had to convince me to go to this 15-second time frame. I do get slightly anxious the quicker it's coming at me, but we're demonstrating the principle here, and
Yeah,
we want to get trades.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking at the chart. There we go. We've just taken a trade. So the candles are look to me to be getting smaller and smaller. Volume
We are.
seems to be tailing off. So let's
Mhm.
see this trade out and see what happens.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. It's calming down quite a bit. It's just a very slow day today. It's a summer. The summertime can be kind of slow. So
Yeah. Yeah, it would be easy to see from a slightly longer term perspective. It would be easy to see prices, this being the start of a bit of a downturn for stocks because of the strength of the sell off. I've said it before, there'll be a lot of weak hands in it. People have bought towards the top, people looking to take profits.
sure.
There's bound to be. There may not be the same amount of new money looking to come in at these prices. But there has been a heck of a lot coming in so far. At least that's what it seems to me. And
Yep.
we've had good market breadth. So we've
Yes.
had over a wide range of companies. It's not been limited to the usual suspects that we had for so long of the FANGs stocks.
Yeah.
But a lot. The
This rally.
Russell
This.
2000 has outperformed. It's been very, very
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, this has been a broad-based rally. It's a little bit different than the ones we've seen in the last couple of years, where it was like a lot of Fed-driven stimulus rallies. This one's kind of broad-based across the board, small caps all the way to tech. Seem to get a boost out of this one.
Yeah, and seemingly, I've not done any detailed work, but seemingly it looks like the things that were most oversold, the usual way, the things that were
Yep.
most oversold seem to have come back the quickest, apart
Yep.
from, there you go, we've sold out. So I've just seen that, and I'm
Did we
going to
get
go
a
back
profit?
to the spreadsheet, bottom left. And yeah, we did actually. So we have taken our 10 points.
Nice.
10
Three out
points
of
at a
three.
time. We've got another. Let me see what we got. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it actually looks at slightly less than 10 points. So that could be the high of the bar that it was taking there. But
Sure.
we've got out for a profit.
Yep.
What's the spread on that we usually find on these, Ren?
So it really depends on the speed of the market. Sometimes like you can get 25-cent slippage, but if the market's moving very fast, you can easily get $1 slippage on the Nasdaq. It is
Yeah.
possible. So,
Yeah.
so it looks like now when I look at our trading strategy on the 3-bar down, the odds are not as good as what it was with the 4-bar down. We only get like a 50-50 win rate, but today we have 3 out of 3, so we're like 100 percentile on our trades just for this morning.
Yeah, we've got to be happy with that. We've taken another one, taken
Yeah,
another trade. We changed it to 3 just to get some action at the end of this live stream today, which is going to be finishing fairly soon. But you can get this spreadsheet Link below the video on YouTube, and you can get this spreadsheet absolutely for free. You can get a free demo account
Yep.
via a Rhythmic. Looks like we've just sold out. And
Ex-
oh, it looks like we've made another one actually. Let me just check.
Excellent.
So yeah, we made our 10 points again. So steadily eking gains out of the market. It's been a nice day.
Well, thank you for adjusting the strategy too, because it's been a big benefit to us today.
Yeah, it's been a bit of fun. So we've tried a new strategy. I'll try and get some more work done on that before next week, and we can maybe try a few more options and see what happens. As you suggested, Ren, why don't we try on a faster time frame? This is not
Sure.
recommended. All we're doing
Yep.
is doing it to get price action and demonstrate what you can do with this Excel live trading model. You can currently plug it into Rhythmic, but in the future we will be offering other brokerages as well. If you have a specific need, please feel free to get in touch via
Absolutely.
Tradinformed.
Any questions before we wrap up?
Not had any questions today, but if you think of anything or you want to ask them privately, you can do so, as I mentioned, via Tradinformed.
Yep. All
So
right.
in Ren, I think we're flat now. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're flat at the moment. So that seems a good time to end our session today.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here once again. We're going to end the
Yeah.
session. So I look
Thank you for
forward to
hosting, Mark.
I look forward to speaking with you again next week at the same time.
Looking forward to it. Have a great week. Take
Okay,
care.
yeah, bye bye.
Bye.
Right, that says.